Or the kind of man every woman fears losing is calm yet powerful, confident yet humble, consistent yet mysterious. He values himself first, carries emotional maturity, and brings peace wherever he goes. He grows endlessly, never clings, and knows when to walk away, making his presence unforgettable and irreplaceable. Or presence that commands respect is not built on loud words or constant reminders of authority, but on an aura that naturally makes people pause and pay attention. Or it is the silent energy that speaks louder than any words could. A man who carries this presence does not need to seek validation, nor does he chase approval, or he simply exists in a way that makes others acknowledge his strength, his confidence, and his self-worth. This is not about arrogance or superiority, or it is about a calm certainty that radiates from within and cannot be shaken by external circumstances. When a person commands respect through presence, or people notice not just what he says, but how he carries himself, his posture, his eye contact, his tone, and his ability to remain grounded in any situation or reflect his inner strength. He does not react impulsively or let emotions dictate his behavior. Instead, he maintains composure even in moments where others might lose control. That composure alone sets him apart because it shows discipline, patience, and the ability to handle life with grace. Women are naturally drawn to this kind of energy because it provides a sense of security and stability, or something rare in a world full of inconsistency. Respectable presence also comes from integrity. Words mean nothing without actions that back them up, or a man who does not compromise his values or betray his principles carries a dignity that others cannot ignore. When he says something, people believe him because he has proven time and again that his word holds weight. This consistency builds trust, and trust creates respect. It is not the charm of temporary gestures that makes his presence unforgettable. It is the reliability of his character that keeps him in the minds and hearts of others. Another element that contributes to commanding respect is self-respect. When a person values his time, his energy, and his boundaries, others automatically begin to respect them as well. He does not allow himself to be mistreated or taken for granted, not because he is defensive, but because he knows his worth, by showing that he honors himself, he sets a standard for how others must treat him. That quiet yet firm boundary creates an atmosphere of dignity around him. This kind of presence does not demand attention, it attracts it effortlessly. People feel the weight of it when he enters a room, not because he is trying to stand out, but because his energy cannot be ignored. His silence can be more powerful than someone else's loud voice, his calmness more commanding than aggression. Women especially sense this strength. It is the type of energy that makes them feel both safe and inspired at the same time. It is not about dominance, but about balance, steadiness and quiet confidence. Emotional maturity is one of the most powerful traits that sets a man apart and makes his presence unforgettable. It is not about suppressing emotions or pretending to be unaffected, but about having the wisdom and self-control to respond rather than react. A man with emotional maturity understands that not every situation requires an outburst. Not every disagreement demands war, and not every challenge needs immediate resolution. Instead, he knows when to pause, reflect, and handle things with clarity. This ability to regulate himself is what creates trust and respect, because people can feel safe in his energy knowing he will not lose control over small triggers. A man with emotional maturity carries himself with calmness even in chaos. He can listen without interrupting, process without judgment, and express himself without aggression. This is not weakness, it is strength. It takes far more courage to remain centered than to explode in anger. Women are especially drawn to this quality because it gives them a sense of security. They know that with such a man, conflicts will not spiral into unnecessary drama, his ability to stay grounded communicates that he is in control of himself. And when a person can control himself, he naturally becomes capable of leading and inspiring others. This maturity also shows in the way he communicates. He does not belittle or humiliate others to prove a point, he does not engage in childish games of blame or silent punishment. Instead, he speaks with honesty, clarity, and patience. He expresses his needs without manipulation, and he listens to the needs of others without dismissing them. His words carry weight because they come from a place of awareness and responsibility. Or people respect his voice because it is not reactive noise. It is intentional and meaningful expression. Another layer of emotional maturity is accountability. Or a man who is emotionally mature does not run from his mistakes, nor does he project them onto others. He owns up to his actions, apologizes when he is wrong, and learns from his experiences. This humility does not make him smaller. It makes him greater because it shows that he values growth over ego. Or women recognize this kind of strength instantly. It is rare and powerful. Knowing that he will not escape responsibility makes him trustworthy, dependable, and deeply admirable. Or emotional maturity also means he does not seek constant validation. He is not enslaved to approval or desperate for attention. His sense of worth is internal, or not dependent on what others think of him. This independence is magnetic because it shows that his emotions are not at the mercy of external circumstances. Or whether he is praised or criticized, he remains centered because he knows who he is. That stability is something every woman values and fears losing. Or it cannot be replaced by charm or looks. Emotional maturity is not perfection. It is the ability to recognize flaws, manage emotions, and rise above impulses. Or it is strength wrapped in patience, confidence wrapped in humility, and power wrapped in peace. It is the silent yet undeniable quality that makes his presence rare, or unforgettable, and deeply respected. Consistency in character is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can embody. Or it is the assurance that who you are today will not be completely different tomorrow, that your actions align with your words, and that people can trust you to remain steady even when circumstances change. A man with consistent character is not swayed by temporary emotions or external pressures, or he holds on to his principles and does not bend his integrity for convenience. This reliability makes him stand out in a world where many shift with the wind, or changing their colors to fit whatever benefits them in the moment. When someone is consistent, trust naturally grows. Or women especially recognize the value of consistency because it creates emotional safety. Words spoken once hold no real power unless they are backed by repeated action, or promises are only meaningful when fulfilled time and time again. A man who consistently lives up to his word, who does not make empty commitments, or builds an image of strength that cannot be faked. It is not about being flawless, but about being dependable, or about showing up in the same truthful way regardless of the situation. Consistency in character also means not switching personalities depending on the audience. Or he does not act one way in public and another in private. He does not treat people based on what they can offer him, but remains respectful and grounded with everyone. Or this lack of hypocrisy is rare and deeply respected. It communicates authenticity, a quality that women and men alike instinctively gravitate toward. Or when you can predict someone's reactions, not because they are rigid, but because they are principled, that person becomes a pillar of stability in uncertain times. Or another element of consistency is emotional steadiness. A man with character does not fluctuate between extremes. He is not overly affectionate one day and cold the next. Or he does not confuse people with mixed signals or erratic behavior. Instead, he offers clarity through stability. Or this steadiness brings comfort because it shows he is not ruled by impulse. It reflects inner discipline, the ability to remain centered even when emotions run high. Or women find this especially reassuring because it means his connection is not based on mood swings, but on a deeper foundation of values. Or consistency in character also builds respect because it demonstrates self-control. It shows that he is not easily influenced or manipulated by external forces, or he is not someone who says one thing under pressure and another when left alone. His truth is consistent, his boundaries are consistent, and his values are consistent. Or that level of reliability is rare and it makes his presence irreplaceable. At its core, consistency is proof of strength. It is easy to act honorable for a short while, but to remain true to your principles day after day, especially when no one is watching, requires discipline and depth. Or it is this unwavering authenticity that makes a man unforgettable because people always know where he stands and what he represents. Or in a world full of uncertainty, that reliability becomes priceless, and it is the very reason women fear losing such a man. Or the ability ability to create peace is one of the most powerful and rare qualities a man can embody. It is not about avoiding conflict or pretending problems do not exist, or it is about bringing calmness into situations where others might lose control. A man with this ability has an energy that makes people feel safe, grounded, and centered, or he does not add fuel to the fire when tensions rise. Instead, he knows how to ease intensity with patience, composure, and wisdom. His presence becomes a sanctuary, or a place where chaos cannot survive. This is not weakness, it is mastery of self, and that mastery radiates outward to everyone around him. When a man creates peace, or he does not do it through force, he does not need to dominate or silence others to bring balance. His calmness speaks louder than anger, and his steadiness becomes the anchor that holds everything together. People feel it in the way he listens, in the way he chooses his words, and in the way he carries himself. Or his silence alone can diffuse unnecessary arguments, and his words can heal wounds that pride would otherwise deepen. Or this quality makes him unforgettable because it is rare to find someone who can absorb negativity without becoming negative himself. Or the ability to create peace also comes from emotional awareness. He understands his own emotions well enough not to project them onto others. If he feels frustration, or he does not lash out. If he feels disappointment, he does not turn it into blame. Instead, he processes what he feels and approaches situations with clarity, or that control allows him to bring light where there is tension because he is not adding confusion to an already unstable situation. Or women deeply value this because it provides a sense of security, knowing that even in difficult moments, he will not let anger or ego destroy the connection. Or creating peace also means respecting boundaries. He does not impose his will or force his perspective onto others. Instead, he allows space for understanding, for compromise, and for growth. He does not treat disagreements as battles to win, but as opportunities to strengthen respect and trust. Or this maturity sets him apart because he does not need to prove himself through conflict. His strength shows in the calmness he brings. Or what makes this ability even more powerful is that it extends beyond relationships. A man who can create peace within himself naturally spreads it everywhere, or his inner calm becomes his greatest strength. He is not easily shaken by external circumstances, and because of this, he inspires others to find balance within themselves. Or his peace becomes contagious. People feel better simply by being near him. In a world full of noise, arguments, and restlessness, a man who can create peace becomes unforgettable, or his presence feels like a refuge, a place where respect and understanding thrive. This ability makes him someone every woman fears losing, or not because of what he gives materially, but because of the emotional sanctuary he provides, something irreplaceable and deeply rare. Or unshakable confidence is a quiet strength that cannot be faked, borrowed, or temporarily displayed. It is not arrogance or the need to prove superiority, or it is a deep-rooted certainty in one's own worth and direction. A man with unshakable confidence does not need to shout about who he is because his energy speaks for him, or his presence alone communicates assurance, and people instinctively feel that he knows himself, trusts himself, and believes in his path. Or this kind of confidence is magnetic because it is rare in a world where many rely on external validation to feel significant. Or a man with this confidence is not shaken by rejection, criticism, or setbacks. He understands that life will not always go his way, but he does not let those moments define him. Or, instead of breaking down under pressure, he adapts and moves forward with the same self-belief. Or this resilience makes him unmovable because no amount of disapproval can strip him of the value he knows he carries. Or women recognize this quality immediately because it separates him from the insecure majority who crumble when challenged. With him, there is no fear of instability because his foundation is built from within. Unshakable confidence also means he is not desperate for attention, or he does not beg for validation or chase approval. He knows that his worth is not measured by how many people recognize him, but by the truth he carries within himself. Or this lack of neediness is what makes him so attractive. He does not chase, he attracts. His calm independence creates a natural pull that others cannot ignore. or he values connection, but he does not depend on it for his identity. That freedom is powerful because it shows that he chooses people out of genuine desire, not desperation. Or another element of this confidence is authenticity. He does not pretend to be someone else in order to impress, or he does not wear masks or shift personalities depending on the company he keeps. His confidence allows him to stand as he is, flaws, strengths, and all, without apology. Or this honesty creates a sense of safety because people know exactly who they are dealing with. For women, or this is deeply reassuring because it shows he is not playing games or hiding insecurities behind false images. This confidence is also evident in the way he carries himself, or his body language reflects his inner strength, steady eye contact, relaxed composure, and a presence that does not demand attention, but naturally holds it. Or his actions align with his words, and his decisions come from a place of clarity rather than fear. He does not waver under pressure, nor does he shrink when opportunities arise. Or instead, he steps forward with certainty, not because he is guaranteed success, but because he trusts his ability to handle whatever comes. Or unshakable confidence is not about perfection or knowing everything. It is about trusting oneself deeply, standing firm in one's truth, and moving through life with quiet assurance. It is the kind of strength that cannot be stolen, and it is exactly why it leaves such a lasting impact. Or it makes him unforgettable and irreplaceable, the kind of presence no woman ever wants to lose. Or valuing himself first is one of the strongest and most defining traits that makes a man unforgettable. It is not selfishness, nor is it arrogance. Or it is the deep awareness that unless he respects his own time, energy, and boundaries, no one else will. Or a man who values himself does not allow his worth to be defined by others. He does not chase after validation or compromise his principles just to be accepted. Instead, he lives by the truth that self-respect comes before anything else. This quiet discipline radiates strength because it shows he knows who he is and what he deserves. Or when a man values himself, he is selective with his energy. He does not pour himself endlessly into people or situations that drain him. He invests his effort where it matters. And he does so with intention. This ability to walk away from what diminishes him is what sets him apart. He does not beg for love, attention, or recognition because he understands that anything real cannot be forced. By honoring his own boundaries, he teaches others how to treat him. Or people naturally respect someone who demonstrates that they will not tolerate disrespect because it reflects inner strength and dignity. Or valuing himself first also shows in the way he prioritizes his growth. He does not lose himself in trying to please others or mold himself into what someone else wants. Instead, he focuses on becoming the best version of himself, knowing that those who truly value him will respect his journey. This self-focus is not about neglecting others, but about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. By making sure his own life, health, and goals are aligned, he becomes capable of giving more authentically in every relationship. This self-value also protects him from desperation. He does not cling to people who mistreat him, nor does he settle for less than he deserves. His strength lies in his ability to walk away when he is not valued because he knows his worth does not decrease when others fail to see it. That level of confidence makes him stand out. Women deeply admire this because it shows that his presence is not desperate, it is intentional. He chooses connection, but he does not need it to feel complete. There is also a subtle calmness that comes with valuing oneself. A man who honors himself is not easily manipulated by flattery or pressure or false promises. His choices come from clarity, not fear. He does not rush to prove himself to anyone because he already knows who he is. This composure is magnetic because it communicates that he is whole on his own. Women respect this deeply because it shows that his love and presence are gifts, not tools to fill emptiness. Valuing himself first is about setting a standard that cannot be compromised. It shows that he knows his time is precious, his peace is priceless, and his worth is non-negotiable. This kind of strength is rare, and it makes his presence impossible to forget. It is one of the reasons why losing him feels like losing something truly irreplaceable. The power to walk away is one of the most defining qualities of strength and self-respect. Or it is not about being cold or detached, nor is it about avoiding love or connection. It is about knowing when a situation no longer aligns with your dignity, your peace, and your worth, and having the courage to let it go. A man who carries this power does not cling desperately to what harms him, or he understands that walking away is not a loss but a declaration of self. We value you, or it communicates that his peace of mind is more important than staying in a place where he is diminished. This power comes from inner strength, not arrogance. Or many remain in situations out of fear of being alone, fear of change, or fear of rejection. But a man who can walk away shows that his foundation is built within himself, or not on external attachments. He does not depend on others to complete him. Instead, he chooses relationships and environments that honor his worth, and when they do not, or he has no hesitation in stepping back. That kind of self-assurance is magnetic because it shows he will never compromise his dignity for temporary comfort. Or the power to walk away also creates respect. People naturally value those who value themselves. When a man demonstrates that he will not tolerate disrespect or inconsistency or manipulation, he sets a clear standard. Others may test his limits, but they quickly realize that his boundaries are not negotiable. Or this creates a different level of attraction because it communicates that his presence is earned, not taken for granted. Or women especially recognize this quality because it shows strength that is rare. Or a man who can leave rather than beg is a man who cannot be controlled by fear, and that makes him unforgettable. Walking away is not about ego or revenge. It is about wisdom, or it is the ability to see that staying in certain situations only leads to self-destruction. It is choosing long-term peace over short-term comfort. Or this maturity reveals itself in the way he leaves calmly without bitterness, without the need to prove a point. Or he simply withdraws his energy knowing that it no longer belongs where it is not valued. Or that quiet exit speaks louder than anger or endless explanations because it shows discipline and inner clarity. The beauty of this power is that it creates freedom. Or a man who can walk away is never trapped by desperation. He is not bound by fear of loneliness because he understands his own worth. Or his happiness is not dependent on who stays or who leaves. It is anchored in his self-respect. This independence makes his presence powerful because it is never rooted in need, or it is always a choice. The power to walk away is not about abandoning people, but about honoring oneself. It shows a rare strength, or a willingness to put peace above everything else. This quality makes him stand out because in a world where many cling to what destroys them, he chooses dignity over desperation. And that choice is exactly why losing him is every woman's deepest fear. Inspiration through growth is one of the most magnetic and unforgettable qualities a man can possess. Or it is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It is about the willingness to evolve, to learn, and to continuously become better than yesterday. Or a man who embraces growth does not stay stagnant or trapped in old patterns. He is committed to progress, to expanding his mind, strengthening his character, and refining his life. This dedication to growth naturally inspires those around him because his journey becomes proof that transformation is always possible. Or a man who grows is never the same person he was a year ago or even a month ago. He pushes himself beyond limitations, takes responsibility for his weaknesses, and uses every challenge as fuel to rise higher. This makes him deeply attractive because he embodies momentum. He is always moving forward, never stuck in mediocrity. Or women especially find this quality powerful because it shows that his energy will not stagnate. He is a man who is alive with vision, or someone who carries the fire of ambition and the humility to keep learning. His growth not only benefits him, but it elevates everyone who walks beside him. Or the beauty of growth lies in the discipline it requires. It is not easy to look inward and face your flaws. It takes courage to admit mistakes, or patience to unlearn unhealthy patterns, and strength to build new ones. A man who embraces this process shows that he is not ruled by pride or fear. instead, or he values evolution over comfort. This humility makes him stand out because he does not claim to know everything, yet he is always seeking to know more. Or his willingness to improve himself creates a sense of inspiration because it proves that greatness is not a destination but a continuous journey. His growth is not only personal, or it influences others. By striving to become better, he encourages those around him to rise as well. His energy pulls others upward, or showing them that change is possible if they are willing to commit to it. This influence is powerful because it does not come from preaching but from example, or people are inspired not by words alone, but by watching someone live in alignment with their values. Or his journey of growth becomes a silent teacher, and women especially feel drawn to this energy because it reflects strength, wisdom, and leadership. Or growth also requires resilience. A man who continues to rise despite setbacks and failures proves his strength in the most authentic way. He does not collapse under defeat, nor does he allow hardship to define him. Instead, he uses challenges as stepping stones, turning pain into wisdom and obstacles into opportunities. Or this resilience makes him unforgettable because it shows that no matter what life throws at him, he will not stay down. Or his journey becomes a story of perseverance, and that story inspires everyone who witnesses it. Or inspiration through growth is not about reaching perfection, but about showing that progress never stops. Or a man who evolves becomes a mirror for others, reminding them of their own potential. He represents strength, or discipline and vision, and his energy becomes a force that others cannot resist. This is why women fear losing such a man, because his growth not only transforms him, but it awakens everyone around him, leaving an impact that is impossible to replace. At the heart of it all, the kind of man every woman fears losing, is not defined by material things or fleeting charm, but by the strength of his presence, the maturity of his emotions, or the consistency of his character, and the calmness he brings into every storm. He is confident without arrogance, values himself without apology, and carries the power to walk away when his dignity is compromised. His constant growth becomes an inspiration not just to the woman beside him, but to everyone who crosses his path. He is unforgettable because he does not try to be. His actions, his energy, and his authenticity speak louder than any words ever could. Losing such a man is not just losing a partner, it is losing stability, wisdom, and an irreplaceable force of peace and strength. That is why his absence is felt so deeply and his presence is cherished so fiercely.